Welcome, family. We are back again to read the Dhammapada. We're almost done with this one. We have two more probably readings left and we'll be finished. We'll jump straight back into it to section 21, following on from yesterday. We ended with section 20, the path. 21 is wakefulness. If by forsaking a small pleasure one finds a great joy, then one who is wise will look to the greater and leave what is less. One who seeks happiness for oneself by making others unhappy is bound in the chains of hate, and from those cannot be freed. By not doing what should be done, and by doing what should not be done, the sinful desires of proud and thoughtless people increase. But those who are ever careful of their actions, who do not what should not be done, and those who are watchful and wise, and their sinful desires will come to an end. To those who are watchful and wise, their sinful desires will come to an end. And a saint, a Brahmin, is pure from past sins, even if he had killed his father and mother, had murdered 2 noble kings, and had ravaged a whole kingdom and its people. A saint, a Brahmin, is pure from past sins, even if he had killed his father and mother, had murdered 2 holy kings, and also murdered the best of men. The followers of Buddha Gautama are awake and forever watch, and ever by night and by day they remember Buddha, their master. The followers of Buddha Gautama are awake and forever watch, and ever by night and by day they remember the truth of the law. The followers of the Buddha Gautama are awake and forever watch, and ever by night and by day they remember the holy brotherhood. The followers of Buddha Gautama are awake and forever watch, and ever by night and by day they remember the mystery of the body. The followers of Buddha Gautama are awake and forever watch, and ever by night and by day they find joy in love for all beings. The followers of the Buddha are awake and forever watch, and ever by night and by day they find joy in supreme contemplation. A lot of repetition in this one. It is painful to leave the world. It is painful to be in the world. And it is painful to be alone amongst the many. Amen. The long road of transmigration is a road of pain for the traveller. Let them rest by the road and be free. The long road of transmigration is a road of pain. Let them rest by the road and be free. If a man has faith and has virtue, then they have true glory and treasure. Wherever they may go, they will be held in honor. The good shine from far away like the Himalayan mountains, but the wicked are in darkness like arrows thrown in the night. He who can be alone and rest alone is never weary of great work, can live in joy when master of oneself. by the edge of the forest of desires. By the edge of the forest of desires. That concludes section 21. Wakefulness, which leads us into section 22. In darkness. He who says what is not goes down the path of hell. Quick aside. I went to hell recently and I got some of their money. You see right here, I have a hell banknote. See, I've been there. I have proof. So don't question me. But let's get back into it. He who says what is not goes down the path of hell. I have said what is not. I have deceived. That's why I was in hell. So trust me. This is truth. And he who says he has not done what he knows well he has done walks the path of hell also. Both in the end have to suffer, because both have sinned against truth. Both in the end have to suffer, because both have sinned against truth. They have missed the truth and landed in darkness, in deception. Many wear the yellow robe, whose life is not pure, who have not self-control. Those evil men through their evil deeds are reborn in a hell of evil. For it were better for an evil man to swallow a ball of red-hot iron, rather than he should eat offerings of food given to him by good people. What? For it were better for an evil man to swallow a ball of red-hot iron, rather than he should eat offerings of food given to him by good people. I really do not understand that one at all. If anyone gets that, tell me in the comments, because that goes over my head. 4 things happen to the thoughtless man who takes another man's wife. He lowers himself. His pleasure is restless. He is blamed by others. He goes to hell. Yes, the degradation of the soul, a frightened pleasure, the danger of the law, the path of hell. Considering these 4, let not a man go after another man's wife. Just as a hand of kusa grass is badly grasped, will cut one's hand, the life of a monk, if imperfectly followed, will only lead him to hell. Alright. Just as a hand of kusa grass, so okay, kusa grass, we're assuming some kind of very sharp grass that you have to know how to handle. So just as if you mishandle that, it is like living the life of a monk if imperfectly followed, leading you to hell. Very interesting. For when acts of devotion are carelessly performed, when sacred vows are broken, and when the holy life is not pure, no great fruit can come from such a life. When one has something to do, let them do it with all their might. Shout out Ajahn Chah. A thoughtless pilgrim only raises dust on the road, the dust of dangerous desires. A thoughtless pilgrim only raises dust on the road, the dust of dangerous desires. This is very interesting to me right now. Better to do nothing than to do what is wrong, for wrongdoing brings burning sorrow. Do therefore what is right, for good deeds never bring pain. Like a border town that is well guarded, both within and without, so let one guard themselves, and let not a moment pass by in carelessness. Those who carelessly allow their life to pass by, in the end will have to suffer suffer in hell. Those who are ashamed when they should not be ashamed, and who are not ashamed when they should be, are men of very wrong views, and they go the downward path. Those who are ashamed when they should not be ashamed, and those who are not ashamed when they should be, are men of very wrong views, and they go down the wrong path. Then when should we feel ashamed? That's so interesting. Those who fear what they should not fear, and who do not fear what they should fear, are men of very wrong views, and they go the downward path. It's the same again. Those who think that right is wrong, and who think that wrong is right, they are men of wrong views, and they go the downward path. So ambiguous, though. But those who think that wrong is wrong, and who think that right is right, they are men of right views, and they go on the upward path. To be honest, the end of that section has left me in darkness. So it's aptly titled In Darkness. And it leads us onto section 23, Endurance, which is where we'll finish it today, because then we'll have 3 more for the next one and we'll be finished. Until we revisit again. 23. Endurance. I will endure words that hurt in silent peace, as the strong elephant endures in battle arrows sent by the foe. The bow of the foe. For many people lack self-control. I will endure the words that hurt in silent peace. For many people lack self-control. They take trained elephants to battle, and kings ride on royal trained elephants. The best of men are self-trained men, those who can endure abuse in peace. Mules, when trained, are good, and so are noble horses of Sind. Sind, S-I-N-D-H. Strong elephants, when trained, are good, but the best is the man who trains himself. For it is not with those riding animals that a man will reach the land unknown. Nirvana is reached by that man who is wisely and heroically the trainer of himself. You don't get there on a donkey. The great elephant, the great donkey called Dhammapada. The great elephant called Dhammapada is hard to control when in rut, and will not eat food when captive, for he remembers the elephant grove. Dhammapada. I wonder what that is, like some fancy elephant from the history. The man who is lazy and a glutton, who eats large meals and rolls in sleep, who is like a pig which is fed in the sty, this fool is reborn to a life of death. In days gone by, this mind of mine used to stray wherever selfish desire or lust or pleasure would lead it. Today, this mind does not stray, and is under the harmony of control, even as a wild elephant is controlled by the trainer. Find joy in watchfulness. Guard well your mind. Uplift yourself from your lower self, even as an elephant draws himself out of a muddy swamp. If on the journey of life one could find a wise and intelligent friend who is good and self-controlled, then let him go with that traveller, and in joy and recollection let them overcome the dangers of the journey of life. But if on the journey of life a man cannot find a wise and intelligent friend who is good and self-controlled, then let them travel alone, like a king who has left their country, or like a great elephant alone in the forest. For it is better to go alone on the path of life, rather to have a fool for a companion. With few wishes and few cares, and leaving all sins behind, let one travel alone, like a great elephant in the forest. A great elephant alone in the forest. Shout out X. It is sweet to have friends in need, and to share enjoyment is sweet. It is sweet to have done good before death, and to surrender all pain is sweet. It is sweet in this world to be a mother, and to be a father is sweet. It is sweet in this world to be a monk, and to be a saintly Brahmin is sweet. It is sweet to enjoy a lifelong virtue, and a pure, firm faith is sweet. It is sweet to attain wisdom, and to be free from sin is sweet. Sweet. We just finished it. That's 23, endurance. We'll follow on with 24, cravings, next time. That will also be very sweet, I'm sure. I love you, family. Thank you for joining me. Last 3 sections are going to be in 2 days. We got Anya reads tomorrow, and then we'll finish this the next day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.